Hey you guys, Dwayne here again, just with another Arizonian tip for us as melanated people. So let me give you this next tip here. So if you are either live in a desert climate or you plan to, one thing that you must have is a humidifier. Now, this is across the board. I don't care if you're black, white, whatever, it doesn't matter. A humidifier is an absolute must, but it's especially a must for people who have noses like mine, okay? Humidifiers are a must for people like us because, first of all, our physiology, it gives us kind of an idea of where our ancestors came from. So in my case, in the case of many of you, if you have a nose like mine, you know, black folks tend to have wider noses. What that tells us is that our ancestors came from a climate that had a lot of humidity. So if you live in an environment that has a lot of humidity, you're actually in a very good place for your body, you know, because, and we'll do a video on this later. I'm actually pulling my wife in on this one. You know, for those of us who live in states like Colorado, or if you live in Arizona or whatever, one of the complaints that particularly us, we have is, man, my hair gets so dry. Well, I don't have that problem. You know, my skin gets dry, whatever, right? And so what that means is the reason why we're more susceptible to that is because it's a very dry climate, and we need to make sure we're putting enough moisture in our climate as much as possible. Another thing you want to do is get one of these misters, because it also helps to bring in that humidity that we need in our lives. So if you're like me and you like sitting outside, but it is too freaking hot, you need to get one of these misters, because man, when I tell you, it makes a whole world of difference. It could be over 100 degrees. I'm sitting out here and it feels like it literally brings it down like 20 degrees. And for some of you, that you may think that's not a lot, but trust me, you can really tell the difference, right? So this tells us that my ancestors lived in a place that had a lot of humidity. So what's going to be very important for you is to make sure you get yourself a humidifier, all right? Go to the store, get you a humidifier, have it going on during the day. If you work at home and you have a home office situation, make sure you get that humidifier going. And then if you when you go to sleep at night, make sure you have the humidifier going at night as well. Another thing that humidifiers are very good for, the reason why this is so important for us, is because it helps us our brain to sharpen, okay? If you're dealing with brain fog, or you're just like, you know, you come out here and it's hard for you to focus and concentrate, well, probably one of those factors is that you're not getting enough humidity, all right? So again, so to recap, if you're gonna live in a desert state, or even a high desert state like something like Colorado, these are dry climates. You can't just come in a climate like this and just think that you're living in New York, or think you live in LA or something like that. You have to come prepared, right? Because if you don't prepare, even with stuff like this, it's going to have a direct impact on your mindset. It's going to have a direct impact on your immune system. So just again, make sure you get yourself a humidifier. All right, take care. See you in the next video.